Right, okay, moving on. We're slightly late, just ever so slightly. Now, earlier today, I was speaking to the Events Director of Knockhill, Stuart Gray, to find out what's coming up at Scotland's premier motorsport track throughout June, including the Scottish Motorshow and the British Superbikes as well. And here's our little chat earlier this afternoon. So, Stuart, welcome back to Radio West Fife.
Thank you very much.
So it's a fairly busy month at Knockhill. One of the events that's going on the 16th and 17th of June is the Scottish Motorshow. Yes,
it's the 8th running of the Motor Show at Knockhill, and it's the same event that used to happen at the SECC in Glasgow.
Oh yes,
so it's the official show. But what we've done is we've brought it to Knockhill and turned it into a live and interactive show. So rather than just going to an exhibition hall and wandering around and seeing all the cars static, we have a lot of the dealers and manufacturers exhibiting their cars, but actually demonstrating them on the track as well. And visitors to the show can experience the show cars actually live on the racetrack as well.
What range of cars can we expect to see if we go to the motor show? What sort of manufacturers do we expect to see?
Well, in terms of the exhibitors actually showing at the motor show zone, we've got everything from Alfa Romeo to Mercedes to MG. We've even got a couple of new manufacturers being shown from the likes of China, with Great Wall are showing their new product, which is actually a Scottish launch of a new make to the country. So there's 22 different brands of exhibitors actually exhibiting in the main show area. But separate to that, on track, we've got our supercar session. So there'll be Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Porsches and Lotus, etc., being driven at high speed around the racetrack, which is always entertaining. So the number of marks that will be represented are almost every single one that is on the road.
There's also other things as well. We also have a stunt show on as well, and there's also something for the kids and for the women as well. So it's really a family day out, not just for the petrol heads.
Oh, absolutely. The main focus of the event is really family driven. I've always thought that there has to be enough content to keep me happy as the petrol head. There has to be enough content to keep my wife happy, and I've got two sons who are teenagers, and there has to be enough content to keep them happy. So I'm really the model visitor, if you like, and I do believe that there's enough for all of us to keep us all entertained. So that's really the driving force, is keeping the wife happy and keeping the kids happy, and me as well. And
obviously you also will have an opportunity for demo rides as well, with 4x4s, off-road. Will we see something spectacular such as Adam Carroll from A1GP fame from last year, something similar to that?
Yeah, we're working on a GT performance this year. We've had the single-seaters, and we're going to have some amazing GT sports cars here from the British GT Championship. The cars are going to be racing later on in the year in September at the GT Cup meeting. So we've got a bit of a sneak preview with 400, 500 horsepower GT cars going to be blasting their way around this time compared to the single-seater of last year. So certainly some high-speed action, that's for sure.
We're going to move to two wheels now, because another big event that's happening from the 22nd to the 24th is the MECE British Superbikes that are coming along. Now, we've got a really tight championship at the moment. Josh Brook is just still in front of Tommy Hill in the championship, and Tommy Hill did pretty well in Snetterton, I believe, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the last round prior to us, and I think the Superbike Championship, a bit like Formula One, which has a different winner at every round, Superbikes is very similar. There's only one rider who's won 2 rounds so far out of the 12 races that they've had. So hugely competitive, hugely tight in terms of the championship points. And Scotland's own Stuart Easton, who happens to be here today, he's still very much in the mix. So who knows, we might have a Scottish winner come the end of the season.
There's also support races as well from the Knockhill Motorsports Club, the Superstocks, and we have the British Sidecar Championship making an appearance as well.
Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled that our own Knockhill 600s who are out this coming Sunday with us have been given a guest slot at the Superbikes. So for these guys who are the amateur riders and riding for fun as their sport, are actually going to have the chance to race in front of 10,000 people. So for them, it will definitely be the biggest race of their life and possibly the biggest race they'll ever have.
And who do you reckon will be a hot favourite for the actual Superbike race? Who do you think, in your opinion, will be a hot favourite to win that?
Well, my kind of two favourites are Stuart Easton, who obviously is the leading Scottish rider. He's Steve Hislop's mentor, or protege rather, that one of our corners is named after Steve Hislop. Mm-hmm. And Tommy Hill has a Scottish mother, so from Hawick. So he likes coming up here and occasionally comes out with race weekends to see his mum in the Borders. So whilst he sounds like an East End boy from London, he's got a Scottish connection. So Tommy and Stuart are my two shouts for race wins.
A Scottish win on the Scottish race circuit would be fantastic. Now,
absolutely, we've not had that for about 12, 14 years since Neil Mackenzie did it. So to have that, I remember when Neil did it, you could tell where Neil was on the track, because wherever he was, the hooters were blowing and the flags were flying as he went. It was a bit like a Mexican wave, mm-hmm. following Neil around the 1.3 miles of the track, such as the enthusiasm for the home riders. So to get a home win would be sensational.
And you can find out more details about the British Superbikes and the championship itself at www.britishsuperbike.com, and that happens on the 22nd to the 24th of June. There's another motorcycle races going on the weekend after, on the 30th of June and the 1st of July. The North East Motorcycle Racing Club make an appearance with 17 classes of races.
Yep, that's an annual visit from a club down at the Darlington area of England, the northeast of England. They have their own rider network, about 150 motorcycle racers, and they run at places like Croft and Oulton Park in Cheshire. Mm-hmm. But once a year they give their riders a chance to race at Knockhill as well. So new riders, new teams, new colours that we don't see at any other time of the year, because it's their once-a-year trip to Scotland.
Moving back to four wheels for very, very quickly, Modified Live is coming to Knockhill on the 10th of June, which is drifting and time attacks, and we even got the Honda Cups and some of the European Drifting Championships making an appearance there. Yep,
it's one of our biggest events of the year for the modified scene. So the drivers who love modifying the car, lowering it, putting a bigger exhaust on, or whatever, that's the kind of scene that is catered for at that particular event, and it attracts a really big crowd. It is the best drifters in the world. Drifting is going sideways, smoking the tyres at about 110 miles an hour, and it's a bit like synchronized swimming. You've got somebody else doing it 2 or 3 meters away from you, mm-hmm. and you get judged on how much you're sliding the car and how close you are to your competitor. So drifting is really extreme. It comes from Japan, mm-hmm. and on the back of that, the Time Attack series is the main event of the day, and that's got cars that are reputedly up to 1,000, 1,200 brake horsepower on road tyres going around the circuit. So they are absolutely lightning fast, and some of the fastest race cars that we have here during the course of a year.
And we have a stunt show as well from Kevin Carmichael.
Yep, he's ex-world champion, and he is a master on two wheels. It's unbelievable the skills and thrills that he can demonstrate, and so it really is if you're into the kind of thrills and extreme driving and modifying scene, then that's the event to come to.
And speaking of bikes, just to round up finally, we have the Knockhill Motorsports Club, some bike races on this weekend. Now, tell us more about the Knockhill Motorsports Club, for which you're a chairman of.
Yep, formed 2-3 years ago now. We now run 4 bike meetings a year. This one on Sunday is our second event of the year, and it's going to feature the son of ex-Grand Prix bike rider Neil Mackenzie. Taryn Mackenzie's out competing to basically as a dress rehearsal for the BSB later in the month, and it's really, we're really quite chuffed with how the bike racing scene has come back. The number of riders that we've got has increased year on year. We're actually televising the events, so if you can't come along on Sunday to see the bike racing, then tune into Motors TV in about 3 weeks' time, and you'll see the action. So it really is delivering quite a high level of bike sport for the club riders. So they feel part of a special meeting because it's all televised.
So that's really a selection of what's happening at Knockhill this month. And if we want to book tickets or find out more, how can we do that, Stuart?
Knockhill.com. That's by far the simplest and quickest method, is to go onto the website to knockhill.com or phone the circuit office on Dunfermline 72337, and any one of the team can advise on the different events and costings, and hope to see people here.
Fantastic. Stuart, thanks very much for coming on to Radio S5 to look at what's going on at Knockhill this month.
Thank you very much.